Appearing on screen for the first time at the age of 5.
He was good. But as a kid, I couldn't seem to get close.
And persevering through drug addictions and prison time,
I'm gonna throw up.
He's grown to become one of the highest paid Hollywood actors today. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Robert Downey Jr. performances.
And the Oscar goes to?
For this list, we're taking a look at those big screen and small screen performances that show off this actor at his finest and/or most memorable.
Shit, better be improving your acting.
Number 10, Julian Wells, Less Than Zero.
Hello, Julian.
Hi.
One of his earliest acclaimed roles, Downey Jr. grips us and doesn't let go with his portrayal of a smart and charming young graduate who becomes enslaved by cocaine on his road to success.
Hey.
Although he's urged by his two best friends to quit, the movie follows his downward spiral as the addiction takes over his life and ruins his health and relationships.
I mean, can't you tell when I'm telling the truth?
No.
Though first known for his teen flicks with the Brat Pack, Downey Jr.'s painfully real performance in this drama showcased his maturity and talent even as a young actor.
I don't know.
Think about it. Do you start over?
Clay, I need the money, all right? I don't need a discussion on the finer points of morality. Spare me!
Number 9, Ian, Weird Science.
I'm getting in my pants!
Anybody who loves 80s movies won't forget Downey Jr.'s turn as Ian, one of two school bullies who loves antagonizing the nerdy protagonists of this 1985 teen flick.
Check it out.
Yo! Check us out!
When the two nerds managed to create the perfect woman using their computer and a Barbie doll, however,
We started messing around with your computer. I didn't even exist. By the way, you did an excellent job. Thank you.
Ian's focus shifts from terrorizing the geeks to landing a date with the gorgeous creation.
Yeah, you were looking at us, right?
Yeah.
Though only a supporting actor in the John Hughes sci-fi comedy, Downey Jr. nevertheless made his mark as an entertainer and all-around funny guy.
This party's lame, Max! What about the girls? Girls, schmarls!
Number 8, Wayne Gale, Natural Born Killers.
It is literally a candy lane of murder and mayhem.
Taking on the persona of a conceited, power-hungry journalist, Downey Jr. holds his own in a movie that features big names like Tommy Lee Jones and Woody Harrelson.
What about that crazy mother Ted Bundy?
Oh, that crazy guy. No, you got the larger deals and shit. You're big.
In Oliver Stone's satirical and controversial crime flick, Downey Jr. takes the hot seat as perhaps the prime example of the media's obsession with and veneration of criminals and serial killers.
We finished with life, of course.
You sure as hell are finished. Hostages, explosives, closing cameras down.
As the repulsive yet fascinating Wayne Gale, Downey Jr. proves that he can be charismatic no matter what the role may be, Australian accent and all.
Right, life is cruel. No one said it was going to be easy. The day you two killed your ass belonged to us! To the public, to the media! That's how it is, and we are buried, eh?
Number 7, Larry Paul, Ally McBeal.
What's going on?
Who can forget Downey Jr.'s Golden Globe-winning portrayal of Callista Flockhart's flame Larry Paul in this TV comedy drama?
Did you know that?
Joining the cast in the 4th season and appearing in more than a dozen episodes, Downey Jr. stole the show numerous times.
Every breath you take,
Though he's probably most remembered for his duet with Sting.
every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you.
Unfortunately, while his drug issues during the early 2000s meant that Larry Paul was written out of the show,
I beg your pardon?
the character still won him critical praise and the love of an audience greater than ever before.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I anticipated a lot of case law, but I find myself totally unprepared for it is too.
Number 6, Sherlock Holmes, the Sherlock Holmes franchise.
Perhaps you've heard of me. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Though many renowned actors have played Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's legendary detective, none has played him quite like this.
I've never woken up in handcuffs before.
I have. Naked.
Donning a British accent and a much more rumpled appearance than previous Holmes interpretations, Downey Jr. spends these movies making dry remarks,
Well, now we have a firm grasp of the obvious.
fighting bad guys, wearing women's clothing,
It had to be done.
oh yeah, and doing some detective work.
My mind rebels at stagnation. Give me problems, give me work.
His work in the franchise was so well received that he won a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Comedy for the first film.
It's a matter of professional integrity. No girl wants to marry a doctor who can't tell if a man's dead or not.
Number 5. Paul Avery, Zodiac.
Hi, this is Paul Avery from the San Francisco Chronicle. I'm looking for someone to shed some light on a letter we received.
Based on the real-life American police correspondent Paul Avery, Downey Jr. channels the journalist's persona flawlessly in this film.
Jesus, Harold Christ on rubber crutches, Bobby. What are you doing?
Working for the San Francisco Chronicle, he finds himself investigating the murders in the Zodiac case and trying to uncover the killer's identity.
Hey, Bullet. Been a year and a half. You gonna catch this guy or not?
However, when the killer takes a personal interest in Avery and threatens him with his life,
It's been a windfall since they published a threat on my life.
we feel Avery's dread. And Downey Jr.'s transformation from a once confident and skilled reporter
You're not gonna believe this.
to a paranoiac who uses drugs and alcohol to cope is powerful.
Sweetest of Templetons, if at any time you feel my excellent work is no longer in step with this trashy provincial rag, I'll more than happily decamp for greener pastures.
Oh, I mean it.
Number 4. Kirk Lazarus, Tropic Thunder.
5-time Academy Award winner Kirk Lazarus.
It's not often that the Academy honors actors in comedies, but even the Academy couldn't refrain from nominating Downey Jr. for his portrayal of an Australian method actor who has his skin surgically dyed to portray a black man.
For 400 years, that word has kept us down.
Remaining in character for almost the entire film,
Me and Adam dropped character till I've done a DVD commentary.
his character becomes the brains and mentor of a group of actors that finds themselves in the jungle along with a menacing gang of drug lords.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Although Tropic Thunder is ultimately a parody, Downey Jr. plays the character deadpan, and that's why we love him.
You more shredded than a Julian salad, man.
Thanks, yeah.
What's the secret, dude?
It's a diet. It's dying. Yeah.
Because I'm trying to come up a little, but it's just, it's tough.
No, you look good.
Any tips?
What?
Any tips you got?
Number 3. Harold Harry Lockhart, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
That's me there. My name's Harry Lockhart. I'll be your narrator.
In yet another role as an actor, Downey Jr. shines as the crook turned thespian turned detective in this crime comedy that parodies the literary detective genre.
I'm a private detective.
With a witty script and fantastic chemistry with fellow actor Val Kilmer,
Detective lessons tomorrow. Don't forget.
Okay.
Downey Jr. brings life and laughs to this multi-layered role.
Doesn't that suck? I just hit you for no reason. I don't even know why.
Though he isn't very effective as a detective,
Who told you that?
he is effective at playing fast-talking, slightly neurotic characters, and thus is perfectly cast in this Shane Black directorial debut.
These lessons suck. I quit. This is not being a detective. Corpses floating in lakes, people kissing people. This is wrong. This is every shade of wrong.
Number 2. Tony Stark, Iron Man, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I am Iron Man.
In perhaps his most beloved role, and certainly his most memorable one, Downey Jr. becomes Tony Stark and the superhero Iron Man so completely that the line between character and actor blurs.
Iron Man, that's kind of catchy. It's got a nice ring to it. I mean, it's not technically accurate. The suit's a gold titanium alloy, but it's kind of evocative, the imagery, anyway.
The series of films follows Downey Jr.'s character through thick and thin, while he plays a self-absorbed playboy, inventor, and billionaire
Visionary. Genius. American patriot.
who creates a suit of armor that will eventually enable him to fight evil.
Let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
We watch as his concepts of life, love, and self-change evolve, as he matures and later becomes part of a new team of superheroes.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Shakespeare in the Park?
Although he remains lovably conceited.
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
There's only one thing we can do.
to thwart the plot of these albino shape-shifting lizard bitches. We are going to take this bike outside, ask the first person we see. We're going to introduce a novelty. That way we get an objective viewpoint.
She'll get you in touch. You can look, but you better not touch. Poison ivy.
Don, have you ever seen any spy films? You don't just hand me a classified folder. You're supposed to slip it in my briefcase when I'm out.
Can you just get off of me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was... It's emotional time for us all.
This is how I go to sleep.
Oh, don't. Come on, dude.
Number 1. Charlie Chaplin, Chaplin.
Good evening. I booked a table. Name of Chapman.
No one would disagree that Downey Jr. is uncanny in the way he interprets the famous actor and director in this biopic.
Stay down, Henry. Stay down! Crew, look jealous. Jealous. You can do better than that, can't you?
The similarity in appearance is remarkable, and the way he captures the spirit of the man and the famed little tramp character Charlie Chaplin played is even more extraordinary. The film follows the English actor's beginnings, his inspirations, his career, his love life, and his struggles. And throughout, Downey Jr.'s portrayal is convincing and even moving.
I want to run my own show, mate. I want control.
For his efforts, he won a BAFTA and was nominated for an Oscar and a Golden Globe.
I've got to give it a try. Otherwise, what have I been doing all these years?
Do you agree with our list?
No.
Which is the most memorable Robert Downey Jr. performance in your book?
I think I might be nobody.
For more great top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You want to know why that's not possible?